Benjamin Ogoje, representing Gombe Central, Gombe State. Mr. President, I would like to join millions of Nigerians in mourning the death of our late President Muhammadu Buhari. I also want to join millions of Nigerians in thanking His Excellency President Bola Tinubu for according him a state and befitting state funeral. In addition to that, Mr. President, I know a lot have been said, but I just want to emphasize one point. In addition to being a man of integrity, His Excellency President Buhari was also a man of God, very mindful of God at every step he took. I want to go back to memory lane. Mr. President, in 1975, Buhari was the military governor of northeastern Nigeria. And in December of that year, 75, we had a convocation ceremony at ABU. That time I was a student. And it was customary at that time, after the ceremony, every governor used to go and see the students from his state privately and address them and listen to their grievances. So in our own case, we students from the northeastern Nigeria at that time, in December 1975, after the convocation, which President Buhari attended then in his capacity as the military governor of northeastern state, we gathered in one of the lecture theaters of Faculty of Engineering, ABU Zaria. And he came to address us. He came in full military regalia as a lieutenant colonel. Very young, smart, very, very extremely thin, tall young man as the governor of northeastern Nigeria. And listen to us. I don't know whether there's anybody there at that time, but I was a young man even that time, but I was a student in ABU. Mr. President, he listened to, he gave us all the time to air our views. And we raised a lot of issues, a lot of requests. You know, students were very tough. After listening to us, the man surprised all of us. I said, yes, I've listened to you, but I've just been appointed as the governor of Northeast. And given my age, and given the fact that I've just gone to the office, for now, all I want to request from you is to pray for me. To pray for me, for Allah to guide me right in running the affairs of this very vast state. Pray for me. I will not be able to answer all your questions. There are so many, but I will do my best. But pray for me, for Allah to guide me. From that day, it struck me, a man of us, that this was a man of God. As a military man, he behaved like somebody right from the Al-Majiri school. And it was very interesting and very, very impressive to all of us. I don't want to take a lot of your time, but Mr. President, I want to give two additional instances, very briefly. In the year 2000, I was a Minister of State for Power and Steel. And I went to Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire for a program. In the evening, I heard that the former president of Nigeria, Buhari, was in the same hotel. And I went to pay my respect to him in the evening after Isha, around 8:30 or 9. And I met him and I asked him, what brought you, sir? He said, he just came, he came here, he went this morning by road to Ouagadougou to attend the meeting of West African pastoralists. He was one of the grand patron of socialists of West African states. And I greeted him and I introduced myself because he didn't know me really. That was my first meeting on one-to-one with him. And I introduced myself as a minister of state. He said, oh, you are a politician. Me, I will never be a politician. God did not cut me to be a politician. I'm not a politician. I said, sir, it's God who gives directions and decides whatever we do in this world. That was late 2000. 2003, I was the governor of Gombe State, and he came to Gombe to campaign under the AMPP. When he came, we came to my office. I now reminded him. I said, sir, 3 years ago we met in Abidjan, and you told me you will not be a politician. Now you are a politician. The answer he gave me was very straight. That God decides people's fate. That's his answer, God, again. The last one, Mr. President, before I sit down, was another incident. In 2014, 2015, the time when some of us pulled out for PDP and declared ourselves new PDP, eventually we now joined APC. And there was a rally for the Northeastern state to be held in Bauchi State. So we went to receive Mr. President at the airport in Bauchi. And as he dropped, I now cornered him and told him my problem. I said, I had a problem in Gombe. Gombe State government was controlled by PDP, and we were being harassed seriously. At that time, many of my supporters used to sleep, especially young ones, used to sleep on trees or they go to villages, because every night PDP government will come and harass our supporters, jam them in the police station. The following day we'll go and collect them. So we had a permanent lawyers who go to take our children. And I told him, Mr. President, you are very, very popular. The only way we can soften our problem is for you to go to Gombe, even though this program is just for Bauchi town, for the Northeast. I beg you, in the name of God, because we are suffering. If you just go to Gombe like this, without even talking to anybody, it will reduce our problem. There and then he said, I have to respond to you, Goje, because you asked me for assistance and God gave me, he said God gave me the followership, and if I go, I will solve your problem. I will go. So from the airport, instead of going to the government house in Bauchi to wait for the rally, he entered my car and went straight from the airport with only 2 cars straight to Gombe. And went to Gombe, we went to Kumo, we went to Deba, in my constituency, we came back. We didn't address anybody, but he used to wave at the people, went round. When we were on our way back, I said, Mr. President, I thank you very much. He said, no, God gives you, but God say, and he said in the Hausa, that in kana nema ka Allah taimake ka tashi in ka tashi sai taimake ka. I mean, saying that if you're looking anything from God, you have to come out and look for it yourself. Then God will assist you to get it. The point I'm trying to say, everything, the sum total of my speech is that in addition to his integrity, General Buhari was a man of God. And he's mindful of God in whatever he did. And so I join other Nigerians to pray for him, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to forgive all his bad deeds and to reward his good deeds and give him a Jannah Firdaus. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Senator Nengi.
Mr. President,